What a depressing chorus. That's
I need a
crazy.
gun to keep myself among the people that are burning in the sun.
Among the poor
The
people
poor people.
that are burning in the sun.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
This is Off Track Podcast.
Where each episode, one brother presents a project to be reviewed by the other.
Welcome to season 1, episode 1 of Off Track Podcast. Each episode, one of us brothers will bring a project that we love for the other one to hear for the first time and react to. We're both hip hop heads, but we'll bring projects from all sorts of different genres. And we'll include well-known projects, but also more obscure projects and everything in between.
Today, we're starting out with a more well-known project, and I'm going to be bringing Demon Days by Gorillaz for Parker to hear all the way through for the first time. But first, since it's the first episode, let's start by introducing ourselves.
I'm Parker. I'm the younger of the two brothers, the middle child in our family. I love music, have pretty much my entire life. I listen to mostly rap and R&B, but also dive into a bunch of other genres as well. I'm a student living in Utah. I'm a junior in college, getting my degree in exercise science, and I'm a pre-physical therapy student. So once I'm done with my undergrad, I'm currently working on applying to PT schools and will hopefully go back to Michigan for physical therapy school after this.
Yeah. And my name is Elaman. I'm the older of the two brothers. And like Parker said, we grew up in Detroit area and grew up playing music, listening to music. I mostly listen to lyrical hip hop, but I also dive into things like soul, funk, various like subgenres of rock. So really love to just kind of explore and always open to hearing new music. Me and my wife and my two dogs live in Seattle, and I work as a data analyst. Very nerdy job. Yeah.
Cool. Should we get into this album then?
Yeah, let's get into it. So, Parker, how much do you know about Gorillaz?
Not too much. The only song I can name off the top of my head is one off this album. It's Feel Good Inc., which is I would imagine probably their most popular song.
Yeah.
I remember hearing it probably for the first time in do you remember the movie Alex Rider?
Yes, that is exactly. I associate that song with
I'm
that
not
movie.
sure how many people have actually seen that movie, but for some reason we watched it a lot in our house growing up. This like British, he was the third Spy Kid or something. I don't know. But in the opening credits, Feel Good Inc. plays. And literally from the first time I saw that movie, I was like, that is beautiful. That is such a cool song. So it's been in my playlists ever since then. But I haven't ever really listened to much of Gorillaz' other music or even this album. So I'm excited to dive in.
Cool. Yeah, so I guess just to give you a little bit of background, so Gorillaz, the project kind of began in like late 90s, early 2000s, and they're kind of hard to categorize genre-wise. Wikipedia says they're like alternative rock or art pop. But then they also list like electronic, hip hop, trip hop. So they're really kind of like genre blending. And it's two main guys, Damon Albarn, who was the lead singer of the band Blur, a Britpop band in the 90s, and then Jamie Hewlett, who's a visual artist. And so the main idea is that this is actually a virtual band. And so that's where like Jamie Hewlett and the art comes in. So the virtual band has like actual characters with names and like backstories, and everything is kind of like paired with this like lore, and they come out with cartoons and like actual videos, animated videos of like the backstories of all these characters. So it's really this whole
really cool
world that they created.
Yeah. The thing that I'm probably most familiar with that it reminds me of, even before, just from what you said, is Because the Internet by Childish Gambino. Kind of where like it's really like a whole other world, but it's like a whole story beyond just the music.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah. Should we dive into it?
Yeah, let me pull it up here. All right, track 1 is Intro on Demon Days by Gorillaz. Right. That was the intro. I think I caught, he said, you are now entering into the harmonic, I think is what it sounded like.
Yeah, the harmonic realm, I think.
Oh, harmonic realm. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. It sounds like the beginning of a, I don't know, like I was reading a cartoon or something.
Yeah, it's like super dark, is kind of chaotic sounding.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me like audibly the feeling of like walking down like a city street or something, like walking down the city at night and there's a lot going on around you, but like it kind of Gotham vibes, you know, kind of dark, like you said.
Yeah. No, I think that's super accurate.
Okay.
Not that much to say about it so far.
Yeah. I won't give that one a rating because it's not really a song. Second track, Last Living Souls.
Are we the last living souls? Are we the last living souls? Chica gone, how you say? That's no way to behave. And just along and you begin to sing what's it? 'Cause all our song, I got it down and wrong.
Got a good voice.
I see myself to give the long sea, a pure smell doesn't say it's wrong. We're the last living
Dang. I like that song. That was really cool. I love the way the song progresses. Like it carries over from the intro at the beginning to a very dark sounding, pretty like melancholic song. And then about halfway through, he starts like singing more. And
with
he's
like
got
the
a
acoustic guitar behind him.
Yeah. It switches the vibe and he has such a good voice. And then kind of towards the end, it kind of brings back some of the elements from the beginning and mixes his singing, but also like some of the darker, like harsher production. And it sounds super cool. The production was awesome on this song. My
favorite aspect of it is like, do you remember there's like this thing in the background that goes like and at first, like for the first half of the song before the vibe switch, it's like this electronic keyboard kind of vibe. But then after he starts singing, then it comes back in, but it comes in with strings. It's like an orchestral thing. So cool. Obviously, like the title is Last Living Souls, and that's repeated a ton. I'm not totally sure what's meant by that. To me, it kind of just like paints like almost like a apocalyptic vibe. Yeah. And like you said, for the intro, it's almost like the vibe of like walking down a dark city street after it's been destroyed and there's like rubble around you or something. Yeah. Anyways, that's kind of the vibe I get from this first song. Yeah, me too. Okay, so what's your like rating? That was really good. I loved the production, loved the vocals. I'd give it probably like a 9 out of 10. It's a really Very
good
strong.
song.
Starting out strong.
Yeah, I would definitely listen to that again and have that in the playlist. So
dope.
Okay. Third track is Kids with Guns.
kids with guns, taking over but it won't be long. Easy does it, take ourselves for two seconds. In the soul, the street desire.
Those ad libs kind of remind me of Kendrick.
Yeah.
Now they're turning us into monsters, turning us into fire.
You can even hear the cars in the background,
Yeah.
like it's a city.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause it real quick here. I guess maybe from the first song I could have seen that maybe it would go down like a fairly, I don't know, I don't even know if like a political song is the right word, but just like the first song going into this song is very reflective of like society.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure that I was fully expecting that, but they do a really good job of like really putting you into that world.
Yeah.
With all the chaos. It's the production totally puts you in that world of just a chaotic city, a chaotic world.
Yeah. And I should like say that like what they're singing about in their like fictional world is supposed to be a reflection of like the real world.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, this came out in, was it 2005, I think?
It came out in 2005. They were like writing it during 2004.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff going on around there. And I think a common like interpretation of it is that it's referencing like the Iraq War. So like to me, the whole like, you know, kids with guns, they're turning us into monsters. They're turning us into fire.
It's all desire. It's all desire.
Yeah.
It's like, dang, it's crazy. And it's crazy how like maybe even more so today, like these things apply, but
Mm-hmm.
dang. Okay, I'm gonna keep it going here.
Chaos.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that last portion really puts you in it. Just like the first two songs did. It kind of like in my brain, I'm just imagining like these cartoon characters, but just like cutscenes of like just all the bad stuff that happens in the world and like the kind of the position that, you know, we have put ourselves in, or other people have, in this case, like, you know, kids with guns. Why are we putting guns in the hands of these kids and making them do these things? And
Yeah.
I can just see like just cut clips of like, you know, just all these bad things, like a movie. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm honestly super glad that you're getting that like vibe and that message already just on your first listen. Because that's exactly what the album is about. And like Damon Albarn, the way he described it is that the album was meant to kind of like paint a picture of the world in a time of night, I think is how he described it. What that he just really views like all of the, you know, shit that's going on in the world. And he just sees it as like a dark time for humanity, and just like all of the ways that humanity kind of like just brings about like destruction to itself and to other people in the world. And
it kind of reminded me of like This Is America of 2005, you know. I don't know, pretty strong just on the current state of society and what the government was doing. And
so what's your rating?
It was a good song. I really liked the hook, or just that like that little chorus part. I loved the kind of rock influence, but it kind of went back and forth between like where the production wasn't like, it was a little bit harder to listen to, and I think they did that on purpose. It went kind of back and forth between that part and then the chorus that like sounds really cool. He's got a great voice, but obviously he's talking about some pretty dark stuff. But I think I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. It's a good song. It might grow on me more the more I listen to it, but
it's also like it's pretty repetitive. So that can maybe be a ding on it.
All right. The fourth track is Oh Green World. This sounds like an airplane about to go down.
Yeah, true.
Wow. Dang.
That ending, the ending of like, it sounds like
Like
a
church bells or
church
something.
bell, like
Yeah.
a, yeah, like a death bell or something.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty ominous. Wow. It's the production. I feel like it's kind of similar for most of the songs, like where it starts out like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like not quite there. And then the second half of the song, it like kicks in and it's still like very disorganized and there's a lot of like dissonance going on, but it's like, wow, like it sounds really cool. And I think, the sound that they were really going for.
Yeah.
There's a lot of repetition in this one too. And they like I don't know if they use some sort of filter or what effect they use, but it sounds like, especially in this song, it sounds like he's speaking into like a radio, like if he's off to war. And that right in the middle, in that same kind of effect, it sounds like it sounded like somebody was like screaming, like people screaming in the background, just like just
Yeah.
but into that kind of radio staticky.
Yeah. Yeah, super cool effect. Yeah, this song kind of like gets into some of the like environmental themes that they later made an album that was just about like environmental themes, Plastic Beach. I guess maybe one thing I'll say is like, I think the chaos at the beginning of this track kind of is a continuation of the chaos sounding at the end of the last track, Kids with Guns. And to me, Kids with Guns, there's a line at the very beginning where they said something about like, it's like they're going to rule soon or something like that. Like basically like this generation that we're kind of like, we're royally fucking up.
Yeah.
They're going to be the next people. And like, to me, the Kids with Guns almost describes like a descent into madness as this generation that is just like dealing with all of this stuff. And then the beginning of this track kind of carries that forward at the beginning, like the same similar vibe of chaos that happens at the end of Kids with Guns. And I think it's kind of a cool like continuation of the like between those two tracks.
So I'm going to give that one also a 7 out of 10. The production on all these towards the end, the production kind of peaks and I really like that, but
also a little repetitive, just like Kids with Guns.
Okay. Next track is Dirty Harry. Funky.
Yeah.
I like it.
Groovy.
Dude, what a depressing chorus. That's crazy.
I need a gun to keep myself among the people that are burning in the sun.
Among the poor people.
The poor people
that are burning in the sun.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then the next line after that is something like they didn't got a chance or something. They ain't got a chance.
Yeah.
That's
I feel like it's
crazy.
another reference to the Iraq War.
Yeah. And they've got this like children's chorus singing this.
Yeah.
Man.
From things done in Man, all I wanna do is dance.
Damn. Wow.
Damn.
I couldn't exactly catch what was that at the very end. It sounded, at first I thought they were guns, but then it sounded like something rolled, like a cart rolling over or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's something being like rolled almost like at the end of a show or something.
And then it ends with that. I don't know if it's the same group of kids singing, but just laughing.
Yeah.
And
Kind of creepy.
wow. I know it is like such a dark song. Dude, that rap verse to end off the song was awesome.
Yeah.
He had a couple lines. I'm a peace-loving decoy ready for retaliation. That the way he delivered that line was,
Yeah.
and just the idea that like the situation and the place that we're in like is pushing you so. He had a line, it seems like everyone's out to take you till they see you break.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that was like one of the main themes of this whole song, was just like they'll push you to the limits until you snap, you know.
Totally carrying on the whole like theme of like war. Like he talks about like, I got a 90-day extension and I'm filled with guilt from things done and seen.
Yep. That was a really cool song.
Yeah. Bro, the very end of his verse where he says like, man, remember when I used to dance? All I want to do is dance.
All I want to do is
and then it
dance.
goes into this like the like funky like bass line is actually
Yeah.
super groovy, and I just picture him like walking away from the mic and
just,
actually
like,
dancing.
Yeah.
And the like
like that
contrast of-
Joker scene where he's dancing down the stairs.
Yeah. Yeah, like the contrast of like the dark stuff that he's talking about, and then
Yeah.
just like this groovy and like you said, the children chorus and then the laughing, like all of it is just this like sick, you know, like contrast that is crazy.
Wow. Yeah, I love this song. I think I'll give this one a 9 too. I love it. Takes you through an entire story almost.
Yeah. By the way, that the rapper was Booty Brown from The Far Side. So like going back to
does he happen to be related to Danny Brown?
I don't think so.
Because that when he first started rapping, I was like, okay, this is giving me some Danny Brown vibes. But
someone says from the research I've done, there's no relation whatsoever.
Okay. Either way, he killed it. That was a
dope
great verse on that. Okay. Next up is the song that I've heard from this album before, and that probably everybody has heard. I love this song. Feel Good Inc. is track 6. I already love it. Again, like the radio.
Mhm.
Windmill for the land, the forever hand in hand. For the land, if everybody.
I love this verse.
Laughing gas, these hazmats, fast cat, lining them up like ass crack. Watch me as I gravitate. We gon' go.
Dude. So good.
So good.
So good. Oh man. I seriously will never get tired of hearing that song.
Yeah.
I'll just say it right now, that's a 10 for me.
Yeah.
That's a 10. Like it's
10
such
out of 10.
Such a perfect song. I love the variety, like the rap verses between the choruses are just great. It is, I guess it is like a fairly simple, the way it's structured. It is, there's the intro, then the chorus, then a rap verse, the chorus, another rap verse.
Mhm.
And I think it ends with the chorus, but man, they killed it though. Like there's nothing bad to say about the song. And in the context of listening to this album now, like I have an even greater appreciation for it. It seems like the moment where it all builds up, and then this song is like the moment where, like in that last song, he says they're pushing you to break you till you break. And it seems like this is the song where like it broke and
Yeah.
all
Bro,
hell
when you-
kind of breaks loose.
When you said that, I wanted to be like, just wait till the next song. But I didn't. I let the suspense go. But yeah.
Yeah.
For like the years that I knew this song before actually listening to this album all the way through,
Hmm.
I never actually realized there's this whole like revolution, and then like
Yeah.
the chorus being like, is everybody in? Like
Yeah.
they're like, you know, gearing up to like fight back or whatever. I think it's
Yeah.
it's so dope.
Oh man. Yeah, it's so cool. Just with that line, like, with your sound, you kill the ink. Just like, if you don't say anything and you don't stand up, like when there's injustice happening, then nothing's gonna fix it.
Yeah.
So if you talk about it, if you say something, you know, we actually do have the power to like change things. So
That's dope.
that's crazy. Okay. Track 7 is El Mañana. Maybe Spanish? I don't know.
Summer don't know me no more. He got my glass on. I saw that day. Maybe in time you'll want to be
I love that little background. Hmm. Dang.
Ending off
I
with
think-
the siren.
I know. I don't think there's a single song, even the ones that haven't been my favorite, the ending of every single song on this album has been like so good for me. And I kind of feel similarly about this song as I do like Kids with Guns or Oh Green World. The beginning, like, I'm not sure if it came up on my playlist. I'm not sure I'd make it through the first like minute and a half of it without, you know, skipping on to the next song. But I love the ending of this song.
Yeah.
One thing I did like actually was the way he's singing. It's like he makes mistakes while he's singing, or he doesn't hit the notes exactly. And I know that's exactly what he was going for. It fits very well in this like dystopian album that they're making here. Overall, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10.
It's like kind of depressing talking about like summer has left me. I feel like this album has a ton of these like contrasts of like light and dark.
Or like the dancing symbolism
Yeah.
a couple songs ago.
Yeah.
8th track is titled Every Planet We Reach Is Dead. Some more funky vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my life like I lost my way. So no loose ends, nothing to see me down. How are we going to work this?
I love those background harmonies that we use.
It sounds like a Radiohead song.
Mm-hmm.
Dreams are bad.
Yeah, his voice is kind of like Tom York's.
But God only knows it's getting hard. I love you. But what are we going to do?
Nice.
So cool.
Oh, that piano.
That's Ike Turner, actually.
Oh,
So legendary Another legendary feature.
Nice. Dude,
So dope.
what a cool song. They have a little bit of the funkiness. They've got a lot of rock influence.
Yeah, I feel like they've got a couple of like templates for their songs on this album. This one is kind of like at the end of the song, it kind of like decomposes the layers and like slowly like removes them and then kind of like fades out. But I feel like
which again is a pretty like Radiohead
Mhm.
kind of style thing to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Sweet. I'll give that one 8.5 out of 10. That was super fun to listen to.
Cool.
Okay, 9th track is November Has Come.
Slow it down some, no split, clown bum. Your gold hit sound dumb. Hold it now, crown them. Where you found them at? Got them round town. Could've drowned in it. Would've floated, bloated, voted, sugar coated, loaded, hip shooter. Draw full of
Spitting right off the
free
bat.
coffee at the
Oh,
banks.
yeah.
Hit through the straw, none more for me, thanks. Crank it on blast. Roll past Front Street. Blew the whole spot like some old ass with skunk meat. These kids is too fast. Juiced off a junk tree.
I've been starting today. Where did it go? Why you want it to be where you know November has come? It's gone away. Today,
You couldn't tell that MF Doom was featured on this, right? Like it's not listed.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Bah, can you dig it like a spigot? My guess is yes, you can. Like, can I kick it wicked? Lick a shot if you happy and you know it.
Yes,
As
you
clap
can.
your
Like, can
hands
I
to
kick
the
it?
Thick snot of a poet flowing. Rope a pen and I'm in. Cold. Plug your trap or it's maximum exposure. The beast got family members asking them for closure. Send them a gun and tell them clean it. Then go get the nun who said her son didn't mean it. She wore a filled-in thong or billabong and said, nah, for real, I'm a gorilla John.
I've been starting today.
On that
Where
Gorilla
did it
John.
go? Why you want it to be where you know November has come? It's gone away.
Dude, hearing MF Doom's voice on this just made me so happy.
So good.
He's not listed as a feature, at least on like the Spotify track list. Every verse in that song was just nuts.
Yeah. Crown him where you found him at, got him round town, could have drowned in it.
Yeah,
And
his
then-
flow is so good.
Yeah. And then he goes like, would have floated, bloated, voted, sugar coated, loaded hip shooter. It's just like he's so good.
I'll give it like a 9.5 out of 10. The chorus was cool. It was like pretty chill, just breaks up the Doom verses, and
Mhm.
can't go wrong. Can't go wrong getting MF Doom on your album. Great song. That one's definitely making it to the playlist. Track 10 is All Alone, and this one does have features listed. It's Martina Topley Bird and Roots Manuva.
Yeah.
All alone. All alone. All alone.
La Viticasso, Deuteronomy. Snatch a piece of my pondering. This didn't fall like yondering. Skin of my tooth light, skin of my boot light, flying my suit light. Where's the waitress? Can't take this, really can't face this. These hairs and all these graces. It's my mistake, I made it. Shade up to the moon, now make it. Known to what these doers do is you and who and you know where. We's about to take it there. We's about to make it clear. We happy on we lonesome. The lone jump, the beat hot, the start to finish.
Dope verse.
Yeah, that's sick.
Close your eyes see. 'Cause I don't leave. When the morning comes, it doesn't seem to say enough to me.
Nice. Dude, I think was it Roots Manuva? Is that whose
Mhm.
verse that was?
Mm-hmm.
Man, he killed that. That he has that little section. Cut to the brain, this ain't no game. I'll show no shame. I birth to the bane. I twist the game. I push the game. I push this plane. He just kept going. He didn't
Mhm.
stop.
Yeah.
That was sick. The only thing I'd say is I wish he had another verse on there. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10 just because I wish there was more. I wish that Roots Manuva had another verse because he
Yeah.
killed that.
He
It was a
did.
great song. Track 11 is White Light. A bit of a switch.
This gives me the vibe of like when you're seeing the white light and you're like about to go to heaven.
You been there before?
You know that time when.
Wow. A lot to unpack lyrically there.
Mhm.
White light and alcohol. That was the extent of the lyrics on that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can confidently say that one won't make it to the playlist. But I mean, I can see how it, can maybe contribute to this album, this world that they're kind of creating. So I'll give it maybe a 3 out of 10. I don't know.
Okay. One thing is like the virtual band has an autobiography, and one of the band members, Noodle, in the autobiography says, "This song is about the relentless fury of alcohol, the focus, drive, and singular thirst that kind of desire creates. One man's passion is another man's addiction. Alcohol is one of the ways we suppress our indecisions." So kind of interesting, like themes, but yeah, as a song, there's not that much going on, so I
Yeah.
can see what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean, I could honestly see it going crazy at a concert though. Like they're just rocking out, like totally rocking out, and everybody's just screaming, "White light!" All right, track 12 is Dare.
He's coming up, 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 he's coming up. It's there.
I like this little chorus.
Very dancey.
I'm not sure I totally understood what was being talked about. I don't know. At first I was like, is that related to like the like dare keep kids off drugs? Or I was like, I don't know, the white light was like alcohol, maybe dare is drugs. I don't know. It was pretty repetitive. That chorus was pretty catchy though. I think I'll give it like a 6.5, 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah. So one thing about this song is that all of the songs before this, the main singer has been with a character that's called 2D of the band.
Okay.
That's the normal like main lead singer. And
Mhm.
this song is sung by Noodle, a different character. So it's like a very different vibe after all of the like kind of darkness of all of the songs up until now.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of meant to reflect like that she has maybe a different outlook on the world than 2D does. Like you've got to dare, I don't know, to like fight for whatever it is that you want to happen. It's almost like after Feel Good Inc. Like that was kind of that moment where it felt like everything was coming to a head, but then after that,
It kind
it
of
just went right back
died
down
back
to
down. Yeah.
yeah. And so I don't know, to me it's almost like, you know, maybe 2D, the lead singer was getting kind of jaded or like depressed or like discouraged, and Noodle
Yeah.
is coming in being like, you know, with a more dancey track. I don't
Mhm.
know. That's kind of how my take on it, but
Track 13 is Fire Coming Out of the Monkey's Head. I'm excited for this.
Once upon a time, at the foot of a great mountain, there was a town where the people known as happy folk lived. Here they played out their peaceful lives, innocent of the litany of excess and violence that was growing in the world below. To live in harmony with the spirit of the mountain called Monkey was enough. Then one day, strange folk arrived in the town. They came in camouflage, hidden behind dark glasses. You see, without the truth of the eyes, the happy folk were blind.
Jump out from behind them and shoot them in the head. Now everybody dancing, the dance of the dead, the dance of the dead, the dance.
Dancing in a different context this time.
jump out from behind them and shoot them in the head.
Yeah.
In time, the strange folk found their way into the higher reaches of the mountain, and it was there that they found the caves of unimaginable sincerity and beauty. And soon they began to mine the mountain, its rich scene, fueling the chaos of their own world. The happy folks slept restlessly, their dreams invaded by shadowy figures digging away at their souls, bringing with them a cold and bitter wind that chilled the very soul of the monkey. For the first time, the happy folk felt fearful, for they knew that soon the monkey would stir from its deep sleep. There were no screams. There was no time. The mountain called Monkey had spoken. There was only fire. And then, nothing.
Oh, a little town in USA, the time has come to see. There's nothing you believe you want. Did you call me now?
Wow. Damn. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about it other than it's like obviously they're calling out the US, you know, for invading, you know, these places that, you know, it begins describing it as just like these perfect places where everybody's happy, pretty like oblivious to what's actually going on in the world. And then these men in camo and shades come in and, you know, screw things up pretty royally. That's even though like the majority of that song is just the narrator, the music behind him and the like the hums and the that little chorus behind him made it like really easy to listen to.
Yeah, agreed.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Nice.
And the way he describes it like totally puts you in the scene.
Yeah, for sure.
For better or for worse, it really puts you in there.
Yeah, that's one of the songs that I would say is like really good. Still probably I'm not bumping it on a day-to-day basis. You know, if it ever did come up, I'm not necessarily gonna skip right away because it is like it is still a good listen.
Track 14 is Don't Get Lost in Heaven.
Connection to the previous song.
Not one that I'd probably bump too much. I mean, it wasn't very, I don't think it was meant to be a very developed song or anything. I mean, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Pretty repetitive. I think it just continues the storyline of what's going on here. So,
Yeah, pretty simple.
all right, last track of the album. This is the title track, titled Demon Days, track 15. Well, that's it. That's Demon Days by Gorillaz.
That's it.
That was, I really like the way that they ended off this album. I feel like it wraps up just all the themes, all the, and musically too. I love that choir that's singing that whole song.
Yeah.
Is really cool. It sounds quite a bit happier than some of the other songs, but because you just listen to the rest of the album, you're kind of left with that like a little bit of a pit in your stomach. But yeah.
To me, it's like a glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
Like it's not
sure.
not like you said, it's not like a happy song 100%, but the choir is singing like, pick yourself up, it's a brand new day, turn yourself around, don't burn yourself, turn yourself to the sun.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I don't know, to me it's almost like these last 3 tracks all work together, starting with the fire coming out of the monkey's head. You get like the first whole like 3/4 of the album are this like dark, like brooding from the perspective of 2D, the main vocalist. Then you have it separated by Dare from the perspective of Noodle, and then these last 3 tracks to me are almost like the solution or like the message of like, okay, there's this like parable of like the lesson we've learned about humanity kind of like exploiting nature and other people for greed and natural resources. And then honestly, I feel like almost the last 2 tracks, Don't Get Lost in Heaven, because it's so simple and like short. It's almost, I kind of think of it as just leading right into the final track, Demon Days.
Yeah.
And just kind of, like I said, providing the glimmer of hope after hearing about all of the dark shit that's going on.
Yeah.
Kind of like this message of like, it is possible to kind of like come back from this. Like, let's not give up on it.
I'll give that track Demon Days, I'll give that a 8 out of 10. Overall, love the album. I'm really glad that I listened to this all the way through. I've been wanting to and just haven't gotten around to it, but I'm going to give this album a It was really good. I'll give it like a 8.5 out of 10. Some of the songs aren't songs that are like easy to listen to all the time, even the ones that are like really good. The ones that for sure make in the playlist though, Last Living Souls, that was I think the second track. Dirty Harry, the one I just referenced. Feel Good Inc. has been on the playlist, is on the playlist, will be on the playlist forever. Awesome song. November Has Come was really good. So those are probably my 4 favorite songs off this album.
Nice. Yeah, for this album, it's almost like I rate each song individually, maybe a little bit lower than what the overall average of the album is, because I think the several of the songs are only good and only make sense in the context of the album.
Yeah.
So for me,
yeah,
like
for
the
sure.
album as a whole is probably like a 9. But if you took the average of my actual individual song ratings, it might be more closer to like 7.5 or 8.
Yeah, I agree. When you put it all together, it really like it's a really cool piece of art that the Gorillaz
Yeah.
put together here. I'll definitely have to check out some of the visual aspects that they included with this album because
Yeah.
it was really good.
Dope. I'm glad you loved it.
Perfect. Well, next week I'm gonna bring you an album, Elaman, to review. I think you're gonna really like it, so I'm excited.
Dope. I'm excited too. Well, thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed the review of Demon Days by Gorillaz.
If you like the episode, follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter, formerly known as X, at the Off Track Podcast.